Saint, martyr, witch, or ghost, oh my. Our next tale is a story of one of the most complex characters in Christian mythology. Understanding Lucy, Legnant, or Long Night, requires us to expand our journey beyond the singular into the duality of legends. A story of a young girl that later becomes that of a witch. Her appearance in life versus the legend she becomes, and the lessons that she teaches us. 1700 years ago, a beautiful maiden lived in Sicily. She took it upon her to take care of the peasants, to help the hungry, to bring enlightenment to those that she knew and encountered. She was dedicated to her duties, so much so that she spurned marriage. She once scorned a gentleman suitor. Being rejected, he was crushed and decided to destroy her instead. So he reported her to the local officials for her religious practices. At the time, Christianity was outlawed in Sicily. This means she was arrested, sentenced to be burned at the stake. However, as they built the pyre around her and set it ablaze, the flames would not touch her or harm her because she was blessed. An executioner had to take a sword and stab her through the throat. In death, she became Saint Lucia. Her tale became one of legend. She became a saint. However, as her tale moved north, it began to mix with the Norse mythology that was already there. This includes the tale of a witch that would hunt during the winter solstice with a horde of demons. Lucia, the luminous, became mixed with Lucifer, the bringer of light. This twisted the tale of a saint into that of the devil and became a witch of winter. Good deeds became acts of warning or punishment in the transition between good and evil. Eventually, both ruled over land and hearts of the people. One brings light, Lucia. The other, the winter witch, Lucy, became the bearer of harsh punishments. While Lucia was a young, beautiful woman of golden hair and a crown of candles, her appearance changed once she became known as Lucy. She became a ghostly apparition, pale skin, haunting eyes, best described as a terrible white who haunted dreams. She is the nature spirit of the long night and of the wild hunt, regarded as mother and queen of the elder folk, otherworldly beings. The Vitar, the spirits, or the Hulda, the gnomes, and the trolls of the north. To fully understand Lucy and her torment, we must look at how her deeds led to a productive and good life for the people of the north. During the longest night of the year, Lucy, accompanied by the Vitar and Hilder folk, would seek out the lazy, the procrastinators, those that had not finished their work. She would appear in their homes to inspect that they had done their chores, that they had finished their work, and that all things were in good order. If not, she would let out a loud shriek and fly into a rage. In this rage, she might fly down the chimney, crushing it as she passed, condemning the inhabitants to the cold winter outside. Truly the most unfortunate, she would abduct, dragging him off with her demons and her trolls. Both poor and rich alike could become victims of her wrath during this hunt. The fury of Lucy became so well known and so feared by the people of the north that they began a tradition of Lusveka on the longest night of the year, the winter solstice. They could not let their guards down, so they would gather in a house and stay awake the entire night, feasting and celebrating to drive off the evil. Some will write that Lucia's name upon the door. Others would hang weapons nearby and remain vigilant to ensure if she was to appear, they could defend themselves. It is also said that during this night, animals could talk. So if you had been cruel or mean to your livestock, to your pets during that time, when Lucia traveled there, they would talk to her. They would tell of your evil deeds, of your badness, and for that she would ensure you paid. Her anger seemed to be destructive. In actuality, it did serve a purpose. That purpose was to help the people of Northern Europe to survive the dark winters, to complete their chores, to spin the threads of warm clothing, to clean, to prevent disease, to slaughter animals kindly, and use all of it in order to feed throughout the winter. Laziness in such an environment meant death. Fear of Lucy's anger kept believers alive. There is a duality of Lucia and Lucy, a mixture of lore and legend. As demonstrated, this is best understood through the examination of the complexity that is Lucy. Remember to be good to your animals, for on the night of the winter solstice, they may speak, and who they may speak to may leave you to a rather poor fate.